It's Sejihito here to bring you another live stream full of reactionary videos. So, what we're going to do here today is go over a few videos yet again. It is currently Wednesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to, those out there and for those who celebrate it. And it is 2:22 p.m. So, the first video, let me just set y'all up just in case you can't see it. This is a rapper, and he stated that, so I had an intoxicated Karen come to my door yesterday and accuse me of selling drugs. She said, quote, I want to know what's going on in the house. You're suspicious. Guess the good American white woman doesn't believe successful black men exist. Stuff like this happens on a regular, though. She says she got a problem with drug dealers, and it seems like she's on drugs.
I don't appreciate that. So
my husband.
Well, all due respect, please.
Hispanic.
All right. Well, with all due respect, please have a nice day.
My son worked very hard.
Please have a nice
on
day.
his medical.
Please have a nice day. Please.
Medical awareness.
Can you please have a nice day?
Yes, I can.
I got family over here. We chilling. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
I'm not good.
Now, I want to state this. It's a very good thing that he had cameras directly set up because she fell twice. Very easily in her drunken stupor or whatever it is that she's in, intoxication, whatever you want to call it, she could decide to say that this black male rapper had pushed her, had put hands on her. If he did not have this recorded, this is why I always stated, especially the guys, that you need to have recordings. You need to have cameras because at any moment in time, some random woman can come directly up to your house, wherever you are, and accuse you of doing something that you did not necessarily do. Now, we all just sat up there, saw that woman have a clear-cut conversation. You saw the guy backing up directly into his house, and then after he closed the door, she failed. Not once, but twice. And she's still on the ground trying to figure out how it is that she got there. So again, like I said, guys out there need to be very cautious, need to make sure that you record. Even if you don't specifically have a GoPro, whatever it is, pull out your camera phone and start recording because you don't know where any of those interactions could lead, and you don't know what type of woman that you just may be talking to. Shout out to Hack and Lamiko. What is up? What is up? What is up? So now we're going to go to another video, which is even crazier, but yet it's funny at the same time. When you have the younger generation that is, in a sense, correcting the ones that are older than them, right? And everything that this kid is about to say is 100% factual, right? So let's just take a listen.
Do you think I'm a good sister?
No.
Bro, why?
You're my sister. You're mean to me.
Not all the time. Bro, we live in
You're
different
saying this
states.
because you're on a podcast.
No, we live in different states. How I mean to you. I mean to you when you're failing your classes, yeah.
I'm not failing.
A D.
It's not failing.
That's a D, it's failing.
F is failing.
A D is failing.
For you it is, because you're an A+ child.
Right, I am.
Shut the hell up. You're literally doing your career is in only. You can't be talking. You're selling pictures of whatever. You can't be saying shit. All that studying was for what? For what?
Yep, she got humbled real quick. And this is why, let me just go back. This kid is 100% right. She wanted to get on him about his grades. She wanted to get on him about failing, right? Because she was a quote unquote A+ student. As he stated, it was like, yeah, you were A+ student. So of course, anything lower than an A is going to be considered failing in your eyes. But he's like, what's the use of you being an A+ student all throughout your whole life just to end up on OnlyFans? And she didn't have nothing to say. Because at the end of the day, what was normally told to us is that, hey, you get straight A's, you go directly into college, you get a career, you made it in life. So she got the straight A's. What was stopping her from getting a good career? Oh, that's right, herself. She opted to do the easy route. She didn't want to sit up there and try to go into a career. She didn't want to try to go into the workforce. She didn't want to try to do something else different. She wanted to take the easy route, and the only route that she knew is like, all right, I did do the straight A thing, but that wasn't really my thing. School ain't really my thing. So I'm just going to sit up there and just sell pictures. I'm going to sell videos. And like he said, you can't sit up here and talk a whole bunch of stuff about him failing when realistically, as the older sister, you failed life. You're getting on him about grades, but yet you're an A+ student that was successful in school only to do OnlyFans. Crazy. And then you got to have somebody younger than you basically schooling you. Because obviously a lot of parents want to say certain things, but parents happen to profit off of these things. So they're not going to sit up there and say anything because now, the child, even though they disagree with it, the kid is out there making money. So it's like, all right, whatever. They buying the stuff, they getting the stuff. It is whatever it is, right? So a parent is going to sit up there and be proud just because they're getting something directly out of it, right? So this is why you need somebody who is not a parent. This is why you need a sibling who is not afraid to sit up there and tell an older sibling that, yeah, realistically, you ain't ish, right? And that's what he did. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. More stuff like that needs to happen. And a lot of these girls out here need to start getting humbled a lot more. Like I said, maybe it goes from like the extent of men telling a lot of women these things to the kids basically telling them, because this is nothing you're going to be able to say to kids. What you're going to say? Oh, wait until you get older. You don't know much about the world and all it. You're not really going to have nothing much to say. You got, again, a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say when it's men specifically saying these things. But when you have somebody who is younger that is telling you this, you don't got no comeback. And that's why she was completely silent when it came to that. So now we're going to go to an even more crazier video. And I didn't even know that this was realistic. I mean, technically I knew, but I didn't know it in a sense to this extent. And it's a little bit baffling because a lot of women state that they want a guy. Let me just set y'all up, right? So when you go out here on social media, you hear, women on podcasts and whatnot say that they want a guy that makes a certain amount of money. He's completely financially stable. He's able to take care of them. He's able to facilitate their different needs and everything like that, right? He got to be a certain way, make a certain amount of money, have a 20-year plan all the way into the future to 2100 and all of this stuff, right? But just listen to this. And this is why I sit up there and state that you got a lot of women out here that talk a very nice game in a sense, but realistically what they want is not what they're talking about.
You couldn't even visit me in prison until you sent me at least $2,500. Like that was like the hurdle. Like if you thought like you got to pay how you weigh. You got to pay how you weigh.
$2,500
me until $2,500
to
was
visit
clear.
a nigga in prison.
Yes. Because this is the thing. This is what you're paying for.
I thought I heard it all.
You want me? I give it to you up here. Yeah, we got time to fucking day. So first and foremost, it was $2,500 just for them to even be able to see me in person. That's gonna cost you. Because I know for
it costs more to see you than Usher.
Because I knew for a fact that I was providing things that they were not getting. See, what you have to understand about the world and why I was able to navigate it like that. First of all, I look away. Second of all, I'm intelligent. Third, my conversation is fucking world spending, right? And on top of that, I can give you something that they're not going to give you out in the world. I can really give you time and attention. So first of all, you got to pay me to listen to your problems.
Paying for the experience.
You have to pay me to act like I'm concerned. And that's what I am. And then when you come see me, I come hug you, my body.
So we heard that, right? So this dude who was once locked up said that women were spending $2,500 just to see him, just to get through the door. This is a dude that's locked up. So mind you, you got a lot of women out here that always state that they would never date a guy that got a 9-to-5 job. That's not good enough for them. They're not going to make it. They're not going to date a guy that's making the same amount of money. The guy has to be making an exorbitant amount of money that they could not even fathom themselves. Then the guy has to be ultra attractive, body-wise, ultra attractive. Sex game is a whole different universe, right? Everything, right? Everything has to be top-notch. But yet, this dude that was locked up is sitting up here telling everybody that women were spending $2,500 to come see him, to have conversations. Because his conversation was unlike any other guy on this planet. He could just talk about whatever subject possible, right? He could just easily, out of all the men in the world, he could just really give women the type of time that they needed. Listen to their problems. You literally got guys out here in the world that are in friend zones that literally listen to women all day, every day talk. And you mean to tell me that you're the only guy out of the whole planet that is able to literally listen to a woman's problems? You got to be kidding me. What I'm hearing is that you got a lot of women out here that, in a sense, gave up and they, in a sense, just want to pay for something. You got a lot of women out there that are quote unquote desperate, and they're like, well, I'm not about to be dealing with no 9-to-5 type of dude. I'm going to sit up there and go with the other guy, right? And I also want to reiterate, this dude has no choice but to spend time on every single woman because that's all he has. Being locked up is time. No disrespect to anybody locked up or who has been locked up, but let's just put it where it needs to be put. You don't got no choice. Because I promise you, the moment in time that he has options, the moment in time that that dude gets out and he has options and he's able to see all of the different varieties of women directly out here, he ain't about to be going back to those same women. Not unless they sitting up there paying. And then even though the lady's voice there was quite annoying to me, it was very annoying. It was almost on some ear-shattering type of stuff. She was acting like she was completely baffled. It's like, yeah, you got women out here that spend money on men. They spend money to get their backs broken. Yeah. That's the other key point that I want to, make sure that people get as well too. Just as well as you got guys out here that spend money on women to sit up there and, have a one-night stand or whatever it is. You got a lot of women out here that pay men in order to get their back broken. And I know a lot of women out here don't want to be honest about it, which is cool. Whatever, you can be ashamed of it if you want to. A lot of guys not, because this is why, women have the clientele that they got. And there's another story actually dealing with that I'll go over. I might even go over it in this live stream. Matter of fact, let me see. Do I have that story pulled up? Because it does have to deal with all of that. What was it? Let me see if I actually got it up here. If I got it, I will actually do it. Let me see. They got one story up here with a Asian American woman. It's called a stripper and escort who caters to Wall Street clients, says she invested more than $57K in cosmetic treatments. So again, you got a woman here, Asian American, who is a stripper and escort, and this is her clientele because of the way that she looks and how much money and effort that she's put into herself. She is dealing with guys who are on Wall Street. A lot of women out here who always talking about, oh, I need a dude who make this amount of money. She's dealing with these dudes on an everyday basis. These are dudes on Wall Street. They got money. They got money all day, every day. These dudes got money, right? So again, dudes ain't really, in a sense, ashamed of it. People know exactly what it is. When you're a guy and you got money, you got selections, you got choices. You can sit up and say, okay, I want this type of girl, whatnot or whatever, right? And you'll go out there and find whatever means that you need to find in order to get that type of girl. Women, on the other hand, for whatever reason, seem to be embarrassed to actually explain to people that, you do pay to get your back broken. It's a little bit baffling to me. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess it is, in a sense, what it is. But like I said before, the narrative that a lot of women, the main point is the narrative that a lot of women want to spin when they say that a certain type of guy of a certain type of caliber is needed. No, it's not. It's all lies. It's only if they are really into you. Obviously, the women who were pen paling him or talking to him, they must have been really, 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 really into that guy to literally spend $2,500 to come to a prison, to come to lock up, to come see this dude. That's crazy. But like I said, if you got the money, you got it. If you got the money, you got it. All I'm saying is women need to stop judging men, because women got expendable income. They just spending money all over the scene. And best believe, if women are able to spend money everywhere else, they will also start spending money. When they got it, they'll start spending money on the things that they realistically need. Just saying. You know, Troy Parker said that's cap. I mean, this is the thing. If you ever heard of a gigolo, I'm just saying that I'm not gonna sit up there and say it's cap, because you do have women up here. Let me explain this to you like this, right? This is how I know that women like this do exist. When I was in high school, we had a computer class, right? The girls in the computer, while I'm sitting up there looking up music, video games, whatever it is, the girls in the class would all be to one section in the corner of the class. Do you know what they would be looking at? They're not looking at male celebrities. They're not looking at rich dudes. They're not looking at models. They're looking at mugshots. They're looking at photos of dudes who are literally locked up for murder, for thievery, for all of these things. And I'm like, oh, that dude is attractive. When did he get out? I can sit up there, wait on him. Oh, by the time he get out, I'll be a senior. And like, you literally hear them vocally making plans because they're interested in these guys because of how they look. They don't care if he committed murder. They don't care if it's domestic. Because I've even heard girls before like, oh, he went in for a domestic. Well, that was her, but he could sit up there and put hands on me. And right? I've heard these conversations. So it's not, trust me, it might sound like he's making himself out more than what it is, but I'm trying to sit up there and tell you, you got women out here. I done seen them when they were in high school. So you can only imagine what they are now. And some people would say, like, oh, well, you know, people do change. You know, some people, you know, say stupid stuff when they're young, but they don't really mean it. They just say that. No, they meant that. They meant that because, like I said, being the quiet guy, looking at how everybody moves, the same girls that were interested in dudes' mugshots and dudes being locked up, they were always going to the street dudes. They'll be the main girls that will be getting pregnant, and then you would never see that guy being in the picture. Trust me, I done seen them after high school. So I know what it is that I'm talking about. So again, I'm just sitting up here telling you, brother. Because trust me, I get what it is that you're saying. You got some dudes out here that want to inflate themselves up to make it seem like they're more than what they are. But always remember, you got a lot of, I'm going to say girls, and you got a lot of women that'll say, I want a nice guy. I want a guy that respects me. I want this and that. I done literally seen girls out here that was getting beat by their boyfriends, and they return right back to that same dude. But yet they talking about they want a dude who's humble, who's going to respect and value them. But yet that dude is beating the brakes off of you, but you saying that you still love him. And then you're going to not only give him one kid, but you're about to give him two more. So, you know, this is the world that we live in. And like I said, I'm not even mad at the brother. If he's able to make 200, I'm sorry, not 200. If he's able to make 2,500 directly off of women, so be it. I have no problem with it. Everybody got to sit up there and find the area, the mode that they belong in. That is obviously his. I am not even mad directly at it. I'm not even mad. Women been doing this for how long? And then magically shaming guys while at the same time still doing it, which baffles me because you wouldn't be able to do the things that you're able to do if it wasn't for men being interested in wanting to give over money to you. Like it makes, like I said, the entitlement for a lot of things is a little bit crazy directly out here. It's quite crazy. But yeah, that right there is crazy. But wait, we got something more even mind-boggling. I'm not even going to sit up there and explain this next video for you guys. I'm going to just let you hear the video. There's also subtitles to it as well, but let's get into it.
Keys at you once. That was a bad one.
No, I don't like how you just glossed over that.
What? Or when I almost ran over you with the car. That was bad.
And I have the anger issues?
Yes.
No, for real. We got in a really bad fight, an argument, and I called her out of her name. Childish. And she physically threw keys, and she had a lot of access to a lot of doors.
The keys were heavy.
In my face. And then we went outside, and she wants to go and drive away. And at that point, a car that I was paying for. So I brought that up. I'm not childish at all. That's my car. I pay the bills. And then I stuck my hand in the window to try to get the keys, and she rolled the window up on my arm. And then I got behind the car, Pastor Earl, and she tried to back me over, run me over.
I mean, I was just trying to get him to get out of the way. He would listen.
So here's the deal, guys. How many of you would admit that there are things that you do in your marriage that are childish? Come on.
True.
Come on. And what we have discovered in our marriage is that the issues from our childhood, from the past, continue to show up in the present until they are healed
That's right.
with your spouse.
Let me just explain something to y'all real quick. Not once in there did she state that he laid hands on her. The most that he did was call her out of her name. Ooh, so scary. So wrong to do, right? She decided not only to physically hit him with multiple keys that were quite heavy, threw him directly in his face because she knew exactly what she was trying to do. He then got outside of the car, more than likely, and went to the driver's side or whatever and tried to get the, stop her from driving or get the keys directly out of the ignition. She proceeded to roll up his arm into the vehicle, right? So then he proceeded to basically walk around, and that's when she decided that she wanted to pull off. But I want y'all to understand, if you go back and listen to the video, you heard women in there when he was explaining it, you heard women keying and laughing. But I'm like, so you're dealing with a DV situation, and a man is explaining this to you, and the woman who did this is right there. She's smiling about it. Women are keying about it. But yet, if this was the reverse, do you know how many women in a crowd would be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he did that," or "You're still with him? Oh my God, your faith in God and everything else must be something spectacular, and for you to still be with him and he did that, and oh my God, why didn't you call the police and why didn't you do that? I know a best friend that set up and went that. My mom experienced that. My sister went through that. My daughter's going through that. I went through that myself. I read that in some type of blog. I read this on some type of," you know how many experiences women would be literally pulling directly out of their ass in order to say that I understand this woman and I'm right there with her because she is me and I am her. But yet, when it's a man sitting up here telling you like, "Yo, this is the DV experience that I had with my wife," nothing. Where's the sympathy from women? Where are the women in the crowd sitting up here saying like, "Oh yeah, I understand that. I've been through that. That's never good." Where are all of the women to shut that down? Nowhere to be found. And this is why I keep stating before that there is no such thing as equality. Ain't nothing out here even, because women don't want stuff to be even. They want stuff to be selectively in their ball court, in their arena, so that they can hold that up. That's it. Like I said, y'all saw it clear cut in 4K. This is a married couple. The woman is sitting up there shaking her head like, "Yeah, I did all of that. I threw the keys. I rolled his arm up. I tried to run him over." She even agreed and corroborated everything that he stated. She did not deny a word. And you didn't hear no gasps. You didn't hear, you didn't imagine or see any women clutching their pearls or nothing when he's explaining that story. But yet I thought DV was a real situation. I thought that was a real thing. I thought we should really take that serious. But I forgot. We should only take that serious when it deals with and happens to women. Because women are the most important things. Nobody else matters other than women. If it happens to anybody else, no matter if it happens to kids, not important. Grandparents, not important. Somebody else's kids, not important. Men, not important. Only when it happens to women is the only time that people should be coming out and be empathetic and sympathetic and trying to give a shoulder for them to lean on. That's what that video just showed you. So like I told y'all before, when I just so happen to talk about certain things and I say that realistically in a world that people do not care about men, their feelings, and what it is that they go through, I'm going to sit up there and show you something that shows you that. Exactly. Like I said, that's crazy to me. I wouldn't wish that on no dude out here. I done seen videos of women literally running dudes over with vehicles, attacking dudes with weapons, pots, pans, knives, whatever. And the dude is literally running. But like I said before, you got a lot of women out here be like, "Well, I bet you he won't call her out of her name again." That's the main thing that I've been hearing since I've been born. "Well, I bet you he won't do that again." Oh, word. So I guess I should say the same thing whenever a dude puts hands on a woman. Oh, she was out there talking to a dude. Oh, he sat up there and mopped the floor with her. She got 2 black eyes. Oh, I bet you she won't be talking to another dude again. Oh, her boyfriend found out she got a Field of Dudes text messenger and he sat up there and whooped on her. Oh, I bet you she won't. I bet you she's going to replace that phone. I bet you only family and him is going to be on her phone. I bet you she learned a lesson. Now, like I said before, if I start basically applying the same logical wording that women use in reverse, now it seems as though that I'm trying to okay DV or harm against women. But nobody wants to pay attention to the fact that when men talk about these problems, there is no empathy or sympathy for women. Women feel that men deserve it. They'll be like, well, look at what all of the harm and stuff that y'all have done to women over the years. You think that we're going to give you sympathy and empathy? Where were you guys at to empathize or sympathize with us? Well, I was a child, man. What do you want me to sit up there and do? How am I supposed to care or do something about a situation I have no control over? I'm a child. What am I supposed to do about that? I was 4 years old when you were sitting up there getting your ass beat by who not and whoever. And you expect me to sit up there as a 4-year-old to risk my life for you? How? Am I going to fly, teleport? Am I Professor X? Do I got the Sidorak stone directly in my body to turn into the Juggernaut? Like, how am I supposed to sit up there and defend you and to stand up for you? And then you want me to stand up for you when you can't even stand up for yourself? Huh? But like I said, that's all I'm trying to say. It's completely crazy, you know, how these things transpire and take place, and how when you flip the cards, the same energy that people normally give ain't even there. Ain't even there, right? So now we're going to level this out a little bit. We're going to go to the parent section, right? So you're going to end up looking at a son and his mom. I guess they do a podcast or videos together. And he said, my mom is a master manipulator. So I'm confronting her about it today. In my opinion, her actions, even in this video, prove just that. What do you think? So we're going to take a look directly at this video, and we're going to see what everybody thinks directly about this.
What's up, TikTok?
Hey, it's Tammy, Chaos Coordinator.
I'm here with my mom. And we're here to talk about some things. So I wanted to tell you, I really do think, you know, if I'm honest, that you're a very manipulative person. And I think that you use a lot of things in our relationship with our family and also in your regular life with people as manipulation tactics, so you can garner sympathy and keep doing things that you do that you probably know in your heart of hearts are the wrong thing for you to do.
Give me an example, please.
One easy example is every time we start talking about something related to me, maybe like coming out or whatever the case may be, you instantly start going to, oh, well, I felt really bad too. And I think you do that as a way to manipulate things. I'll even say for this channel, sometimes when you don't want to talk about certain content matter, you'll say, well, I'm just going to leave the channel. It's like a manipulation tactic. And I will also say, I think sometimes when you like around family and things like that, you know, the first thing is like, oh, I've been sick. Or, and even if you've been feeling better, you're just like always, I think, seeking sympathy as like a way to manipulate situations and get what you want out of them.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. See, you want.
Well, I gave you examples. So
no, okay. So let me. Yeah, I'm responding, and I said I think you're wrong.
Okay.
And why I think you're wrong is because you're the manipulator. It's not me. You are.
You see how you're like turning the tables literally right this second and not addressing the actual.
No. Let's address your manipulation. Let's address it.
But well, I'm fine to do that. But it's funny that like when I'm here talking to you about something with you, the first thing you do is come to me, and I think that's exactly the way you use those tactics. It's a tactic that you use. It is true. It's a tactic.
Really? You think?
Yes, I do.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I'm not going to always be here.
That's more manipulation.
Okay. Whatever.
Now you're talking about your potential fault, you know, unaliving as more manipulation instead of confronting the real thing. You just run from it.
No, the real thing is that you're the manipulator. You are. You're spoiled rotten, and you are the manipulator. You are spoiled rotten.
I think you literally just proved exactly what I said.
No, I did not.
So we can end the video now because I think you literally proved exactly what I said. You never want to take accountability.
What you want me to take accountability for something you think I am?
And you always seek to build sympathy.
No. going to take accountability for something
I
you
think that's why
I
you can't
am.
even go to therapy by yourself. That's why you dropped out. You dropped out of your last therapist, because I think when people start telling you about yourself, you don't like
Let
it.
me tell you something. She's an art therapist. I didn't even know she was an art therapist. She can't therapy me. She can't.
I'll stop here. I don't think anybody can therapy you.
No. She could not provide the therapy I needed, because you know why? Every time we got on the phone, she wanted to talk to me about her. She should have been paying me. What am I paying you for?
You can agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm. And then the other therapist we had, the family therapist, I told you what he did. I'm out there in the pool with my sister, having a dwank. And he gonna call me talking about a 3-way call. And you and him on the phone. I told, don't call me this time of night.
It was not during the night. It was in the evening.
It was 8:30. It was 8:30.
I think this is why it's hard to build and rebuild relationship with you.
I beg to disagree.
Well, okay, there we go.
So we were able to hear that, right? Every time the son tried to specifically talk about one thing that was aimed directly at the mom, she wanted to come back and she wanted to point the finger at him and say what it is that, you know, he's not doing or how it is that he was acting and all. I'm like, yo, this don't got nothing to do with him. We're addressing you. That's what the whole video was specifically about, and you know it. And you decided that you wanted to duck, that you wanted to dodge, you wanted to sweep under the rug. Even when it came to the effect of the therapist, like I said, the other therapist, I'm not sure if that was an actual therapist. Normally, therapists are not going to call you to talk to you about their problems. That's not normally how that works. But the second therapist, she was like, he called me at 8 something. From everything that I'm able to understand, normally people schedule their therapy sessions. So she's making it seem like the family therapist, I guess he was a guy, was trying to call her at 8 something to try to just talk to her. And I'm like, nah, ma'am, that's not how that works. People normally schedule. You said that you were out there having a dwank with your sister or whatever. So you more than likely forgot. Because you were so inebriated, you were so intoxicated, you were having so much fun at the pool that you forgot that you had scheduled an appointment earlier on during the week or whatever for that specific time on that specific day. But now you want to try to turn around and make it seem like the family therapist is a problem. Then you want to even try to make the fact of the call being a 3-way, which is the therapist, your son that is on video, and you want to say that even that's a problem. It's a family therapist. How do you think that they do family therapy? You think that they're just going to talk to everybody, single file? Nah, they're going to, if they can, they're going to have everybody in the same room so that problems can get situated. So things that are in the dark can come directly forward so that it can no longer be a problem or an issue so that people can move past those emotional barriers, right? Those things that are holding them back emotionally from, that other person. Like I said, it sounds quite crazy. I'm just saying. And the reason that I know what it is that he is talking about and he's referring to, RIP to my grandmother, but my grandmother was the exact same way. When you wanted to basically tell her about herself, or if she was wrong in something, like I'm talking about 100% wrong. It don't matter in the tone or the way that she was, directly speaking. Don't matter if it was to you or somebody else. You were like, yo, you were wrong. You should go and apologize to that person. They didn't deserve you speaking to them like that or you going off on them like that. And as most old people do, they'll sit up there and be like, no, I don't owe nobody no apology. I'm not wrong. It's that person that was wrong. They should be giving me an apology and all. I'm like, yeah. I know exactly every single thing that he's referring to because I've experienced it and also seen it as well. And I've had to sit up there and apologize for my grandmother. Because, and a lot of people understand and know what it is when you have to apologize for how somebody else is acting because they cannot do it from within themselves because they feel that they are right in every single thing that they do. And they feel like the world owes them an apology. It's the craziest thing to ever have to sit up there and go through. But it's something that, people have to sit up there and go through, which is crazy. It is completely, completely crazy. like I said, that's something. That is a something type of thing, right there. And you got the mother up there talking about like can't no therapist, do whatnot or whatever. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully the therapy is free, because if y'all spending money, that's a waste of money. Y'all might as well quit while y'all ahead, because ain't nothing going to get fixed. The moment of time she opened her mouth and she was like, well, I'm not going to be here forever. I'm like, oh, here we go. I've heard my grandmother sit up there and say the exact same things. And then what follows behind that is that, I'm completely fine with the choices and the decisions that I've made directly in my life. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, so you just can't sit up there and admit that you're wrong. You can't admit that you got faults. Like, it's not that difficult as a human being to be like, you know what? I messed up. Let me just walk that back real quick. Let me see where I went wrong. Let me just start off with an apology. Let me just start off. Even if you don't see where you went wrong, let's just start off with an apology. Just so we can get like a basis of some type of form of understanding, so that we can make some type of leeway directly into a direction of fixing things, making things as simple as possible. But, you got too many people that are, that much into themselves that they see no wrong in anything that they do, no matter which the way to describe stuff, talk to people, the emotions that they directly throw off, how it is that they may just instantly cut off somebody off of something that was just not even serious at all. Like I said, it's a lot. It is a lot. Let me go through. Shout out to Hack, Lamiko, Tippy, Black First, Pink. Who else we got up in here? We got Troy. We got Nook. What is up? What is up? DSA 1. We got Righteously. Jaleesa, what is up? We got Lotus in the building. What is happening? What is happening? And yep, that's what we got right there. And what y'all say? He was like, I heard that about therapists before, but peace family. You also said, what else we got? Troy said delusional. Righteous said hell no. Oh, so you say you went through that with your grandpa? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at certain points in times in people's lives and their families, if people actually take the time to go back, they'll realize that they more than likely went through these things as well. It might not have been specifically with a father or a mother. It may be a grandparent, right? It may be an aunt or an uncle, stuff like that. But usually it's with somebody who is older, where you have to deal with things like this, where they feel like everything is finite and is set in stone and they're not changing for nobody. And, all of those things. Like I said, it's crazy. Troy said, I need to send that clip to a friend. Oh, yeah. If you need to send it, like I said before, screen cap it, whatever you got. Well, I guess you could probably do it after the live stream or whatnot. It's not going to be that long, so you won't even, have to wait that long. I want to say that we played that clip was about like a 3-minute clip. So within like the 30-minute mark, you would just go back to the live stream and you would find that clip. So then you will be able to capture it from your phone or whatnot or whatever, and send that directly to your friend or what have you, right? So now we're going to go a little bit deeper, because you might have to turn the volume up on the devices that you listen to, because when he initially starts talking, it's going to inevitably it's going to be low for whatever reason. So we're going to listen to Monique's son and what it is that he specifically has to state about the situation between him and his mother. So I'm going to let that play, and then I'm going to play what Monique and her husband had to say after that.
Hi, I am Shalon. I am a stand-up comedian, Monique's oldest son. I guess I felt the need to make this video to just provide some context into this false narrative about her praying to the universe in order to reconcile our relationship or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together. But to address the Club Shay Shay interview that she did, where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, you know, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, you know, those were things that I was willing to get over. You know, nobody's perfect, we're all human, but my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, you know, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, you know, that require attention. But still during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when.
All right, so what we're going to do here, because this is a little bit too low even when I try to turn up everything, so I tried to do this in the background while the video was playing. I'm going to replay the whole thing from the beginning with the louder version. Hopefully it's a little bit louder so that everybody can clearly hear, so that you don't have to have your phone directly, you know, on your ears speaker wise and do it. So hopefully this may fix it.
Hi, I am Shalon. I am a stand-up comedian, Monique's oldest son. I guess I felt the need to make this video to just provide some context into this false narrative about her praying to the universe in order to reconcile our relationship or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together. But to address the Club Shay Shay interview that she did, where she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other. We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son. neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid, that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, you know, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, you know, those were things that I was willing to get over. You know, nobody's perfect, we're all human. But my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, you know, obviously seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate, I guess you could say. There are now 2 baby boys in the house, you know, that require attention. But still during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very day, my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me an apology. But an apology to a son from a mother that consciously showed no interest in him holds no weight. There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them. Every time, though, that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready, that ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right. Okay. But I'm not sure what my mother could possibly think that she has shown me in the past or have for me now that's not money, goodness gracious, that would make me want to come to her or whatever those feelings are supposed to be. A mother is supposed to be the first woman that a boy falls in love with. I loved my mother very much, but my mother loved things more than she loved me, and she would validate her love for me by giving me things and would proceed to call me ungrateful or inconsiderate if said things did not have the desired effect. I couldn't imagine what it's like to be her, though, to ask God for what you want, and then he gives you what you need, though. only for you to ignore it and have the audacity to ask God for something else. And I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I didn't do that. And when he told you no, you went to the universe instead. By no means, though, do I want to give off any type of an impression that I am a victim of anything. That's not the case. As you can see, I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm alive. I'm happy. I'm a dad. I'm healthy, I think. I drink a lot of water. I'm getting over a cold now. I still have my days just like everybody else. And, there were a few things that she did teach me along the way. I did learn how not to love from my mother. I also learned to make sure that I never lose so much of who I am that I have to validate it through another person. And though I feel as though, in hindsight, I think she did it reluctantly, I do appreciate my mother, for showing me what the top of the mountain looks like. You know what I'm saying? It did give me perspective on what hard work and dedication can get you, but I don't want something like that at the cost of giving up something that I created. I don't want it that bad. And speaking of creations, I genuinely, truly, I really did want my mother to have a relationship with my daughter. I even fought through those intrusive thoughts that were, if she wasn't interested in you, what makes you think she's going to be interested in your kid? But it took my mother no time at all to prove that those intrusive thoughts were correct. But what I can say, good for her, the universe did, bless her with 3 other sons. Bless her with 3 other sons. And God willing, I'm sure that one of them, all 3 of them are adults now. So I'm sure that one of them, God willing, if not all 3 of them, will make her the grandmother that she wants to be. I still look forward, to that moment for her. But overall, when it comes to the boys, though, I am happy that whenever they do hear me talk, sorry, my phone did something weird, but whenever they hear me talk, they don't know what it is. They can't relate to what it is that I'm saying. My experience with my mother is not their experience, with our mother. So my prayer for her and them is that they continue to see her the way that they see her now. I do also want to make sure that I say thank you to my mother for giving me life. Without that moment in time, I wouldn't have had my little one. But outside of that moment, there isn't anything that either of us has to offer the other. In my opinion, it's a waste of God's time and the universe's time for praying for something that you were not willing to put forth any effort to obtain. Putting the work into becoming Monique is more important to my mother than being my mother. And I do not believe that it was never about her being there and waiting for me, but it was supposed to be about me being there and waiting for her. My mother's value had reached such a low point in my life that I no longer found it necessary to either want to wait for her or even go to her. But like I said, man, I'm super grateful that she has the opportunity to do it all over again. I'm happy for her. I hope the Cat Williams tour goes well, but the narrative that she prays for us to reconcile is a false narrative. It's not real, and I'd appreciate it if she stopped saying stuff like that.
I just want to note that this brother right here is like 30-something years old. Realistically, out of everything, that was again about like close to like 10 minutes. You just need therapy. It's like you're not in your early 20s, you're not in your teens, you're 30, and you got like a kid or kids. And out of all the years that you could have decided to do this, you waited up until she now has some type of spotlight. And you're like, let me start mentioning and putting this directly out there. And then on top of that, just like Troy said, why did he have to point out that he was a comedian? Yeah. It's like, if this was just really about you trying to air some stuff out, you wouldn't have been putting anything else in there. It would have just been strictly about the topic. That is it. But you decided that you wanted to highlight certain types of things. He even stated himself that, I'm not even trying to put time into, basically reconcile and all this other type of shit. And she is not trying to do it. So why are you even having this conversation? How are you trying to say that your mother is the problem when you said yourself that you're not even trying to put forth the energy in order to fix the situation or the problem that's in between y'all. And then the other thing that I want people to note as well is, if you look back at a lot of Monique's interviews, she stated herself that she was not the best mother. She stated before that she put her career over everything else because she was trying to make it. She was trying to, put a name directly out for herself and everything like that. She said that. She was honest about it. She apologized for it. And I think she might even did some, maybe mention it in stand-up as well too, other than interviews. So it's not like this is, well, for some of those out there, it's not like this is realistically anything new. But yet you decided that because she got the spotlight right now and her name is in people's mouths and she showed up on Shannon Sharpe's show, you feel that this would be a good way to put yourself and your name directly out there, your brand directly out there. Because again, you listed that you were a comedian. If you were a good comedian or a funny comedian, then very easily you wouldn't even have to sit up there and mention that while you're talking about your mother who made a name specifically for herself, by herself. You wouldn't have to sit up there and do that. You wouldn't have to try to leverage her celebrity in order to boost yourself up. Like I said, it was a pure waste of time to even bring up any of this. Just go seek therapy. Just go seek therapy. And then you were like, well, I know that, the other kids out there, they're not going to see her the same way that I saw her, because everybody, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It happens like that. It sucks, but it happens like that. The only thing that you can do and learn from that situation is to not be that side of that person. So if your parents were basically terrible to you, but they're great to the grandkids or to the other kids that they ended up having, all right, you learned a lesson. You know how not to act with your kids because you know that they taught you wrong. You know that they did you wrong. So your only choice is to sit up there and do better than them. That's all you can sit up there and do. Stop holding in resentment. Stop being in this certain type of place or whatnot or what have you. You got to sit up there and move forward, because the moment of time that you allow all of these other things that happen in between you and your mother to basically hold you back, you are going to be worse off as a person. Not only are you going to be worse off as a person, but you're also going to be worse off to the person that you are in a relationship. You're also going to be worse off to the children that you're raising as well. You might not see it, you might not think it, but it's going to happen. In some way, shape, or form, it is going to happen. It is going to rear its ugly head because you have unresolved trauma and issues dealing with your mother, and how it is that you don't specifically even want to face or fix those things yourself coming from your own mouth, but yet you decided to make this long 10-minute video. Comedian. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to sit up there and look at the next part, right? This is what we're going to do. Wait, Troy, are you talking to me? I'm a little bit confused. You said if it was a waste of time, why you make this? Well, I'm trying to figure. Did he say that? I think you might be referring back to Monique and what he was specifically stating about his mom talking, I guess. I'm just guessing. I'm just, you can inform me. You can let me know what specifically you might be talking about. But while you're typing that, we're going to look at the rebuttal that Monique and her husband had to state, right?
When you see these individuals with the mansions, with the cars, and all of these things, in the words of our great ancestor, Bob Marley, some people are so poor, all they have is money.
Come on.
Don't be that.
Come on.
Don't be that.
I'm sorry to be chocolate. When I hear you, when I hear my son, when I hear you, Shalon, talk about money and stuff, it's like, baby, as I told you when you were younger, I told you as a man, don't let nobody introduce you to me. You know who your mama is.
And when folks speak in reference to calling your seed, sometimes, especially when your seed decided to call things off with you because you didn't move for a 34-year-old, 32-year-old man in the time that he wanted to do, because you as a mother, you as an entertainer, you as an actress, you as a grandmother, you as a wife, allotted the time to see him, but he pushed you away. But then when it's time for him and it doesn't work for you, now it's a problem. Listen, it comes a point in time where when you become a man, when you become a woman, it is your obligation to do for you. To do for you. At 31, brother, 32, I'm sitting there on a conversation at the behest of your mother. Why? For you. Because I love my nephew. And we still love you, Shalom. That's why your mother and your father interact with one another, to let them be aware of what's happening with you. So if you think you're not loved, that's because you're not paying attention. And there are other dynamics that fall into play, in which we completely understand. And for you too, we're going to keep the light on for you. But I find it extremely ironic that the last time you saw me, you wanted to be able to call me dad. And I couldn't allow you to call me dad, because there's only one dad in your life. And he's a friend of ours.
Come on.
He's a friend of ours.
So that's something that I didn't know. Nor did the son decide to list it. I did not know that Monique and her current husband were still in have a fine or a cordial relationship with his actual father. He didn't list that. Notice how all of that rant and everything that he was sitting up there saying for 10 minutes, he didn't say nothing about his actual father who helped in the process of giving him life. He spoke on Monique's current husband and Monique. And then he spoke on the kids that those two basically have now. Why is it that you don't want to specifically speak on your father? Is your father not in your life? Is he not there? You're saying that Monique is not, giving you the type of love and affection and all this. Is your father there? Because from everything that we're able to hear from the two adults here, they know your father. He is there. And even Monique's husband said, like, yo, I refuse to have allowed you to call me dad, father, whatever words you want to use, because there's only one. Your father is still here and he is present. That is the only man that you're going to call that. And I respect that. I 1000% respect what it is that he stated right there, because you got other dudes out here that'll be like, nah, I'm in the picture. Nah, I'm the father. I'm this, I'm that. But it's like the father is still there. But you feel that because you're in a relationship with this woman, that automatically that makes you the father of that child. That's not how that works. You're not going to override that. And especially if that child has a great rapport, a great relationship, with that father. Like I said, I respect what it is that he stated. And as he said before, he was like, yo, I'm sitting up here at, and having conversations, trying to make sure everything is good. Everything is okay. I'm doing this for you. The dude ain't trying to overstep his bounds. He ain't trying to insert his authority or whatnot, or whatever. He's just sitting up there telling him as a grown man to another grown man that got kids, like, yo, man, you got to get this together. You can't be out here still doing this. Like, if you were by yourself, you didn't have nobody that relied on you, fine. You can sit up there and do whatever it is that you want to do emotionally and all this. You don't got time to do that no more. You don't got time to still be going back and forth and trying to do all of this stuff. And you got kids. You can't do this. And this is why I told people before, I feel like in a lot of instances, too many adults are selfish. And if you know that you are the selfish type of individual, don't go out here and be procreating. Don't do that, because the only people that you're going to hurt at the end of the day are those kids, because they're not going to get the full 100% you, because you're still off on your journey. You're not going to sit up there and be a grown-ass adult on a journey or a quest, and then along the way you decide to have kids, and now the kids got to be dragged along on that long searching quest because you still ain't find yourself yet. Find yourself and then have kids. Stop trying to sit up there and do a multitude of things at once, and then you want to get mad at the kids when they feel a certain type of way. They got the right to sit up there and feel a certain type of way. Like I said, I told people to stop doing that. And I'm specifically referring, back to, like the son. Troy, I got you. I see you down there. You said you was referring to the son. I technically I figured that, but then all of my years of doing this, I'm like, wait, is he talking about me? So I had to sit up there. I had to catch myself, right? And that goes back to what I stated before, about people having a lot of work to do, a lot of understanding, and being able to honestly admit as an adult that you were wrong. And that's me basically saying I was wrong in the previous assumption due to the fact of other experiences, right, that I had by way of doing live streams and videos and whatnot. So but going back to the son, it's like, yo, you said that you're a comedian and now you got kids. So pretty much you're telling us that you're repeating the exact same cycle of which you came from, of which you're notifying and telling all of us about, of which you're still not healed from. You're doing the exact same thing that your mom did from the very beginning. You decided that at a certain age you wanted to be a comedian. Then within that, you decided that you wanted to also have kids and a relationship. And now you want to be online complaining? Word? That's what we're doing? That's how that works out? How did we get here? How did we get here? And it's like for him to not even understand or see the road of which he is leading himself down is crazy. And I promise you, later on, he'll probably come out with another video trying to blame Monique for the reason why he doesn't have a good relationship with his kids. As his kids get older and start to realize certain things, he's more than likely, he might not have a great relationship or a great rapport with his kids because he's going to be focused on trying to be this comedian like he listed in the previous video. I'm Monique's son. I'm a comedian. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked what your job, occupation. You could have been a baggage handler. It didn't even matter because nobody was asking about any of those things. You were just supposed to specifically explain why it is that you feel a certain type of way. It's crazy. It's completely crazy. Completely crazy. We got Troy down in the comment section laughing. Yeah, man, it's I'm telling you, it's like some people want to say that they got like PTSD when they deal with like wars and stuff. I got PTSD dealing with social media. Like I said, I'm not too far removed from stuff where I can't just basically admit a misstep, because like I said, automatically in my mind I'm like, yo, I think Troy is gunning for me right now. Hold on. DEFCON 5, but guess what? I had to sit up there and pull back. I'm like, I don't think he actually like meant it in that way. He was just sitting up there talking about the son and what he was referring to and whatnot, but now, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Because, I'm just going to say ahead of time, YouTube is pretty funny. I am going to put this video directly up there, though, because I want y'all to see this. I'll probably do a solo video directly on it so that, people can see and understand it. But this is going to be a very crazy video that you are going to see. Like this body cam footage is the craziest that I have seen thus far. Right. So let me just put this directly up here. And shout out to anybody that's been up here for the, the hour and 30 minutes that we have been, doing this. Shout out, much love, respect, and appreciation. If you want to donate specifically to the platform, know how to do it. And that's by way of the links directly in underneath, the video. So let me just give y'all just a little bit here. Right. So this is what Okaloosa man recalls deputies shooting at him in a patrol car while he is handcuffed and unarmed, right? So that is what you are going to see directly right here. And this footage is wild. Look at that. Deputy is walking back to the car. Nothing's happening.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! I'm hit! Oh!
Bruh. Bruh.
I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good.
He said he was shot, guys.
I'm good. I'm good.
Remember, he said he was shot, guys.
I don't know. I might have hit my vest.
So let me just rewind that real quick, right? Remember, he said shots fired. He said he got hit. You would swear that this is an actual. This is why I try to tell people about the cops, about the police. They can literally do these things and they ain't facing no charges. Let me just go back here real quick so y'all can actually see what it is that took place, right? And I'm going to shut up. So he said that shots were fired. He said that he was hit. We're going to listen and see from him walking at this position far away from the car, about 50 whatever feet. We're going to listen and see if we hear any shots in between now and when he's about to hit the floor when he perceived a threat.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! You know.
So, class, did anybody hear any gunshots? Like, this is, I don't really mean the guy who was in the vehicle. I want to put the seriousness in here. There was a guy in the vehicle that was unarmed and that was handcuffed that he was firing directly at. I want people to understand how serious it is funny, but it's also serious because potentially during that time, a man that was in the back of that vehicle could have lost his life. The only reason I'm laughing is due to the fact that this dude was up here talking about before he even touched the door, he did how many barrel rolls? He did several barrel rolls. Shots fired. Shots fired. I was hit. Hurry up and pull out that gun. You would have swore he was in Last Stand playing Call of Duty. Like that dude was just down there firing off every shot like he was the last man standing in zombies waiting for a self-revive. It was the craziest thing that I ever seen in my life. I cannot believe what it is that I just witnessed. This dude, who is a cop, literally fired at his own squad car because he perceived the person in the back that he already checked and put in handcuffs as a threat. Note, I want to reiterate, he had already checked the dude. He's in the back of the squad car. He was going to perform a second check on the guy in the back of the squad car. So magically, I guess the first check you didn't really check. You just like threw handcuffs on him, put him in the back. So now you are really coming back there to really check. That don't even make any sense. And then you're firing out there in the open. At one point in time, after he like reloaded the clip, when you look to the side, let me show y'all something, right? This does not look like you're shooting at the vehicle. You're shooting directly in between the home. How is it possible that as a cop you can do stuff like this? Put people's lives in danger, potentially maim or injure or kill somebody, and you don't receive no charges. Let that have been my black ass deciding to sit up there. Shots fired, bow, 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 bow. And guess what? I'll be locked up. And this is what I told people before, like, you should be very careful of the cops that you decide that you want to, side with. And you shouldn't all be for for one and one for all and all this other type of stuff. Because this is why. And I told people a long time ago, hey, we got good old, I must be making some good time here. We got good old Roberto up here. I started talking out of all the conversations. I started sitting up there talking about the cops. Here go Roberto. You must know that this person is of a certain ethnicity, don't you, Roberto? This must be your cousin. This must be your cousin. This must be your brother or something. Look at you. I'm glad you sit in the background with Google profile number 9,999 so you can log in real quick on a platform. I must be actually getting some views in order for you to actually show up and start bot spamming any and everything that you want to sit up there and state. That's cute though, because you know the funny part is you're gonna be watching a lot of shit directly from the background there, Roberto. Just to let you know, just to let you know. Let me see where you listed at. Bam. You know we got a easy button directly in the background that allows people to sit up there and just ban and remove comments. See how easy that was? So shout out to Roberto. So I know that you're still there or your bot is still there. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you have a redo. You can try to run that back and you can hurry up and load into your other Google profiles. And then you can try the same thing again and you're going to get the exact same result. So we got time. We can sit up there and do this. Please keep doing it because that's just going to fill up the list of all of your profiles that I already got blocked in the background. And there's a lot of them. I think we already got like more than 10, you know, for the times that you decided to show up continuously. So we can keep doing that. We got time today. I get it. This is one of your family members. This is one of your people. So I get why it is that you want to, you know, start trying to pipe up in the comment section. You didn't want to say nothing about any of America's you know, ridiculous spending when I was pointing out the trillions of dollars that were basically lost, or the accounting hole dealing with the Pentagon and all of that expenditures. You didn't want to say anything when I was talking about the war and how America's throwing money directly over there. You didn't want to say nothing when I was talking about the problems with the border and how it is that migrants were taking up residencies in black communities and all this other type of stuff. It's amazing. Oh, you came back, you did a redo? Hold on, let me get you real quick. Ta-da! So, okay, so now we just did it a second time. I'm going to allow you to come back for a third time and get that run back so I can ban that ass again. So hurry up, log back into, take your time, because I know you got all of your things directly open. Take your time, run that back, log into another profile, come back to either one of the channels. Make sure you come back to the original Seji Hito channel and come back to Seji Hito, the second coming, and make sure that you decide to do that. Matter of fact, since you are here and you are one of the greatest fans that I got, make sure that you subscribe to my other channel as well, right? Which is the Seji Zone. Make sure you go subscribe there. Make sure you go subscribe there, because regardless of me banning you, that subscription is still going to be there, and we need every little bit that helps. So make sure you go do that, right? So if you want to be stupid, if you want to fuck around and find out, we all gonna fuck around and find out today. I got time today. You lucky this is not the time. You are lucky this is not the time where I'm just streaming video games. Because Lord have mercy, I wouldn't even sit up there and be responding to you. I'd just be banning you and just freely allowing you to log back into your profiles just to get me more views. I love it. I love it. And this is the main thing I want people to understand. And again, as I've told you guys before, I got people that dislike, people that hate content, but yet they keep coming right back here, which makes no sense. This man literally follows both channels, or maybe all three of them, or what have you, for years, just to do this thing. But then when it come up and start talking about what black people didn't do, haven't done, ashamed, and it's crazy. You should actually be more focused on your own people, because I can swear by 2030 or whatnot, you guys are going to be the greater majority directly in this country. I'm pretty sure that you should be getting a think tank together to actually figure this out so that the country could be more beneficial to you, right? But that's not what you want to sit up there and do. You want to stay focused on black people, which makes no sense, because nowhere in any of the videos that I even stated were we even focused on you. It's crazy. Insane. Insane. Matter of fact, even going back to a few of the other live streams of the videos of reactionary videos that I've done, it's the exact same thing. But here we are. Roberto, don't leave me hanging. Roberto Suarez, I'm calling you out. Yo, get that run back a third time so I can ban that ass again. Do it. Do it. You know you want to. You sitting up there in the background. You probably seething, slobbering and foaming at the mouth trying to figure some shit out. Go back and log into one of your other profiles that I did not ban over the years, or make a brand new one. We got time. And then come right back here and leave another comment. Take your time. Take your time. Where we at? We had an hour and 20 minutes. Take your time. Take your time. Like I said, it's crazy. Troy said, hey, he said, I'm like, Ocho, I got your back when I get on probation. Now I got to be Shannon Sharp. No, Ocho. It's okay. I got this. It's like, it is hilarious. It is hilarious. Like I said, this is why, it is very great. This is a clear-cut example. I'll put it to you like this. So for anybody that does want to be a content creator, this is the type of stuff that you will have to deal with at a certain point in time, right? You'll have those people that will act like fanatics, and they will specifically come to your platform, hate your content, hate you, and all this other type of stuff, and start stating a whole bunch of BS. But I want to also reiterate, they do this in hopes to try to trigger the algorithm so that you will get flagged, right? So again, there used to be a point in time where I would actually showcase comments on the live stream, but then I had to actually pull that back because some of the comments that were showing up were bots and they were for like adult sites. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that here. And then you would have stuff like this where Roberto and many others will show up and they will want to start, writing a whole bunch of stuff and yada, 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 yada. It's crazy. It is crazy. The DSA once said, if Seji says, bring your ass back to get banned, I got him. I'm waiting, like I said before. But this is the other thing I also want you to pay attention to if you ever want to be a content creator. In a lot of instances, you'll have people like this. They will show up just to throw off what the conversation is, right? And the funniest thing is, I didn't make this a black or a white conversation. I was just saying people in general should not be looking so far up to police, because at the end of the day, the video is showing you that this is what can happen to anybody. But as always, Roberto Suarez, who normally goes to a lot of black channels along with other people, they decide that they just want to come directly in and they want to, try to switch the conversation to something else. Like I said, I can do two things at once, especially when I deal with trolls. I've been doing this for enough time where I can cover both things at the same time and probably bring it directly back around or what have you. But like I said, the real reason that Roberto is here is because this is one of his people. This is one of his people, because the deputy's name was, let me see. They said, according to the sheriff's office, Jackson arrived at the scene around 9:09 a.m. and he was detained, searched, handcuffed, and placed in the rear car of Deputy Jesse Hernandez patrol vehicle. So I want y'all to understand the reason why Roberto decided that he wanted to show up here is because he already knew what this video was about. But instead of just listening and sitting back like a good dummy, he decided that he wanted to speak up. We got Miguel. We got his second other cousin that sat up there and just jumped the wall. So this is what happens here. This is what happens here. Now you gotta swap over to something else. And I guess you and your whole family, Miguel Suarez, is about to get banned today. So we're going to let you run that back because it seems that it took you about like 5 or so minutes to make that profile with a whole nother picture directly up there. So bring that ass back again so you can get banned and we can start bringing this full circle yet again. I understand that you are completely mad that one of your own, matter of fact, since we're here, let me just, TMB said, wait, what's going on? All right, so TMB, what's basically taking place is that you got a troll that likes to come on directly to the live stream, or every now and again, and they want to start showcasing some stuff, right? They want to start talking, right? And I have to ban them continuously, right? So I see the numbers are increasing on the live stream a little bit. I'm pretty sure he got a few screens open and he's logging directly into those Google accounts, those boosted Google accounts, so he can come right back here and do an onslaught. No problem. My finger is pretty quick when it comes to banning. So we can do this all day. Shout out to Captain America. I can do this all day, right? So since we're doing this, let me just make sure to put this to the side so I can spot to see if Miguel or what was the other name that we had up here? We got Suarez and we had Hernandez, who not and whatever that was directly up here. Let's see here. Oh no, maybe it was just the same. No, it was Miguel and Roberto. Kissing cousins. I don't know. So this is the story, right? Since we're actually here, because I was actually going to save this for a solo video, but might as well just put all the information directly out there since people want to get stupid. So as of February 12, 2024, Okaloosa County, Florida. The story goes, I'm damaged for life. Okaloosa man recalls deputies shooting at him in a patrol car, handcuffed and unarmed. Marquise Jackson recently shared publicly the story of what might have been the scariest day of his life. It all began on at 8:42 a.m. on November 12th, 2023 on McLaren Circle, when the Okaloosa Sheriff's Department received the call of a vehicle driving around honking its horn, disrupting the peace at around 3 a.m. A woman then called the sheriff's office accusing Jackson, 22, of taking a vehicle and sending threats via a text message and phone calls. According to the sheriff's office, Jackson arrived at the scene at around 9:09 a.m. He was detained, searched, handcuffed, and placed in the rear of Deputy Jesse Hernandez's patrol vehicle. The woman then completed an affidavit for a stolen vehicle. She was told that Deputy Jackson, she told the deputies that Jackson, right, quote unquote, the suspect, had a silencer, but she wasn't sure where it was and that he had more than one weapon. When Hernandez, the officer that you see in the video shooting, when Hernandez was returning with the victim's rights form for the woman, another deputy had communicated they found her vehicle, which means that obviously, the suspect didn't take the vehicle. So then Hernandez then approached the passenger rear door of his patrol vehicle to do a secondary search of Jackson when he heard a pop shot, which he thought was a gunshot and believed he had been hit. So let's roll that back, right? Because this is where we at, right? So remember, he's returning back to the vehicle, putting on his glove in order to do a secondary search when magically he thought he heard a shot.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Right? So then they say that Hernandez yelled shots fired multiple times, fell to the ground, rolled, and began firing into his patrol vehicle. Sergeant Beth Roberts then began firing into the vehicle in response to the perceived threat after she saw Hernandez's response, reaction, and fear for his life. So not only did Hernandez fire at his own patrol vehicle, but a sergeant fired at the exact same patrol vehicle. So you got a hail of bullets going into this patrol vehicle where a quote-unquote suspect is being held that is unarmed and that is handcuffed, right? So then Jackson escaped injury and no weapon was located. Witnesses stated that they heard what they thought could have been a muffled gunshot, according to the OCSO news release. 3 News 5 reporters listened to the body cam footage and did not hear the sound described. So let's go back, right? If the news reporters weren't able to hear it, let's see if we can hear it.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Right? This is about the 5th time that we done listened to that video and seen this dude do a barrel roll. He does more rolling than I see people do in Battlefield and Call of Duty. I did not hear no shots. I clearly heard a car going over the road. I didn't hear a pop. I didn't hear a shot. I didn't hear nothing explode. I didn't even hear anything go towards his direction. But yet him, and if you look way in the background, I'm sorry, if you look in the foreground, like forward, you see another officer by some parked cars and some homes. That's the sergeant that was firing also into the vehicle as well. So you got two cops firing into a vehicle because a quote unquote perceived threat. Idiots, straight idiots out here. So we're going to continue, right? They said Hernandez, who has been with OCSO since January of 2022, resigned on December 4th of 2023, according to the OCSO. Roberts has been with OCSO since May of 2008. Both were current on resistant training and firearms qualifications, according to Sheriff's Office. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office professional standards conducted an internal investigation and determined Hernandez's use of force was not objectively reasonable. Hernandez violated policy regarding excessive force, use of control to resist, and use of control to resist, right? The investigation determined that Roberts' use of deadly force was objectively reasonable, and she was exonerated. So what they're saying is Hernandez was wrong in what it is that he did. But the sergeant wasn't wrong because the sergeant looked at the officer and the officer gave off the sense of a perceived threat. So in response, the sergeant responded in shooting in the exact same manner as Hernandez. Okay, she should be fired too. That makes no sense. The investigation, okay, we already went past that part. Then they later said that the OCSO Criminal Investigation Division reviewed the incident after initial investigation for any possible criminal charges. The Sheriff's Office also reportedly requested an independent review by the First Judicial Circuit State Attorney's Office. Ultimately, no probable cause for criminal charges was found. So let me show y'all who I'm talking about here. Let me just highlight this real quick. So this is Miguel. Miguel likes to post stuff because he's pretty angry at himself for a lot of reasons. Like I said, it's crazy out here how people tend to go. So just in case y'all, if people are wondering who it is that I'm talking about, this is who we're talking about. You got a lot of people out here that want a little bit of spotlight. So I got you, no problem. This is what that looks like. But you know what we always like to say, shout out to a low tier guy, get that ass banned. So now you are banned yet again, but forever will your comment be listed directly on this video though. So good luck to you and your illegitimate kids that keep running amok all over the place that you're not taking care of. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Let me tell you, you saying that black women are mad at you, but the hairline though, what's going on there? You got more of a Vegeta hairline than I got. That shit is crazy. You thought you was doing something with that cut though. You really tried to give yourself some angles. Those are indoor house corners that you done gave yourself on your forehead, sir. I don't know what is going on. When people sat up there and told me that men need to sit up there and let their hair go when they know that they're balding, I see exactly what it is that they're talking about. You need to let that shit go. Your shit is looking like a convertible sunroof at this moment in time, and you got the nerve to be trying to cook people. God fried your hairline, sir. That is clear cut what has happened to your hairline. I feel sorry for your son because he's going to be already born bald. He's going to grow up bald, and he's going to end up bald. Good luck. Good luck. That is crazy. The mouth that you got with the lack of hairline that you, how do you do the audacity? The hairline is not matching the ability to talk. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that the hairline is not matching. You're talking about you're this high commodity, but your hairline is not speaking that language, sir. If anything, you would want to actually go to Turkey first to get a proper hairline. Like I said, the corners that you got directly on the side of your head, I can spot those in my house. Who gave you that, sir? You need to get your money back. You need to get your money back real quick. Real quick. That's why you gave yourself that side profile. You got a big ass head, sir. That's looking real crazy. Real crazy. I don't even need a flat screen looking at that shit. I can literally see the sun in the reflection on that oily ass forehead that you got. That is crazy. You really thought you was doing something with that side profile in that barely, if anything, 5 o'clock shadow that you rocking? Yo, just cut it all off, man. Let it go. Let it go. Look like the light-skinned milk dug that you are and just let it go. It makes no sense. And you got the nerve to be really trying to speak on women. Yo, you must be getting the bottom of the barrel. The way that you sitting up there looking, the way that you talking. Yo, like I said, hey, it is what it is though. You gotta you feel a lot about yourself, no problem. But the moment in time that you start talking reckless, you cooking yourself out here. You lucky I don't blow up this picture at this moment in time. You are so blessed. And I got the time to sit up there and do it. I don't even feel like doing it. I'm just gonna let you be. I'm gonna let you be. And you doing this? What is this? A restaurant that you took this? You really thought that you was a model in this bitch, huh? You thought you was really cooking with this shit, huh? Is this your Tinder profile pic? Is this your pic from MySpace back in the 2000s? Is that what we doing? Like you really thought you was some GQ type shit? That's crazy to me. That is 1,000% crazy. Jesus Christ. How do you do this? You could have just been out somewhere on vacation and took a picture. You decided to do this shit in a restaurant. That's how I know your ass is old. You need somebody take his phone. Somebody take his phone. I don't know who's related to Suarez out here. Take his phone. Take his phone. Bruh, like I said, some people just they just do way too much. They do way too much. That is crazy. Troy said, "Leave Megamind alone." That is crazy. Woo! That man is putting the roof back. Let me tell you, that man got predator type forehead. That is crazy. You got the nerve to be talking out here, talking about black this and black that. Wasn't nobody focused on you up until you made yourself a focus, Miguel Suarez. Wasn't nobody focused on talking about you, but you decided to be here. You decided to be here. You could be doing anything else. Like I said, much love to you and your family, your twin brother, for being here directly during this live stream and giving me 2 extra views. I need it. Trust me. I am not complaining. Not complaining at all. And this is why I allow you to stay here. So you can run that back, come directly back into the comment section, and throw something else back up here. I should have actually highlighted the original picture. Should have highlighted the original one. But, it's cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, the greater question is, how many of your family are coming directly over here? That is the question that I want to ask. And where are they located? Would it be in the Texas, California, Chicago, New York, Florida? Would it be in any of those areas? I'm just wondering for the taxpayers out there. I'm just wondering so that we know what it is that we're going to have to try to afford in order to accommodate other people that were not even here. I'm just asking a very valid question as a taxpayer, as somebody that was born here. Just saying. Some people may say, like, yo, Cedric, don't you think that might be a little bit xenophobic? No, actually, it's not. It is. I'm asking a very valid question because people have family all over the place. So, Miguel wanted to roll over here with the rest of his Suarez posse and wanted to start leaving comments. So I'm just only asking, as a caring citizen, about his family and, how is it that they're going to, survive and, find jobs and be able to work and, all of these things. I'm just, I'm interested. Interested. Mo said his shades are literally sitting on top of his head where his hairline is or where his hairline used to be. Yo, it is crazy out here. Like I said, it is what it is, though. Like I said before, you can run it back. I'll let you get that run back again. How many times did we get you directly out of here? Let me see if I can find that. We got one. Probably quite a few. Probably about a good, 4? About to get 4 or 5. I'm counting, I think about 4 at the moment. I think we're at 4 at the moment, I think. Oh man, King Black is in the building. Yo, man, you just missed it. You just really missed it. We had a troll pop up to the scene. He'll probably pop up here again. I'll probably re-highlight him. I'm letting him get a run back. And he wanted to, start piping up in the comment section, man. He wanted to start piping up in the comment section, man. Had to sit up there and start getting on that man real quick. It's crazy. Started really talking about black people. And I'm like, nobody's even focused on you. But since you want to be the main focus, we can do that. Since we're already sitting up here, talking about what took place here. But also the video that we just went over. Hold on. Since you're here, Allah, let me show you this. Now watch this whole video. Listen and watch this whole video. This is going to be the most insane police video that you've probably seen in a while. Just look at this real quick.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! You know. I'm hit!
Saw that reload? Now, Outlaw, that was that Call of Duty reload that you just saw. But look at this aim, though. Look at this spectacular aim. Oh, you say you saw it on TikTok? This video is insane, man. Yo, even when I'm on playing Battlefield and I might be on the ground, I'm not aiming like that. Even when I've played Call of Duty and I've been in Last Stand, I'm not aiming like that. How do you go from shooting at your own patrol vehicle to now pretty much aiming in between homes? How bad of a shot do you have to be? You mean to tell me that you couldn't just swing your arms down to aim directly back at the... What are we doing? What type of... I have to question, what type of police training is actually going on where this type of aim is actually allowed? Now I understand why it is that a lot of cops, when they happen to shoot somebody, they do it up close. I see why. Because their aim is ass. This man could not hit the broad side of a barn. Literally. DSA 1 said the sensitivity was too... Oh, shit. Man. It's not funny, but it is funny. Like I said, I don't care if this was just one cop that actually was 2 cops that actually shot. What I'm saying is, for the cops that are a part of this precinct, all they are ass. Your shooting is complete ass. Your training is complete ass. They need to just redo the whole police force in that area. Because if you got one cop shooting like this, I feel sorry for anybody else. They're not going to be hitting suspects. They're going to be hitting everybody's family. Like, that's crazy. You would have swore that dude was trying to fight demons. Because that dude was not aiming nowhere near the car. If I'm looking technically at the back of the gun, looking forward, it's almost as if he's aiming at the house at the top window. That's some Call of Duty level type of aiming right there. This man needs an actual aimbot in real life to assist him with his fucked up aim. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Jesus. That man did say one say he thought aimbot was active. He did. I don't know what he paid for. What site he went to, he needs to get a refund by PayPal real quick. Real quick. Troy was like, I'm telling you, his aim assist wasn't working right that day. TMB said maybe his sheriff's issue firearm went off like his alarm clock and it triggered his response. Yeah, maybe it did. Maybe, just maybe it did. Because, this is insane. Never in my, out of all of the police videos that I have witnessed, out of all of the police videos that I myself have maybe did videos about, I have never in my life seen some foolishness like this. And not only do you got just a normal cop doing it, but you have his sergeant there shooting as well. And she didn't face any charges. Now, I'm going to sit up there and say it in this way because I really feel this way. I feel like she didn't face no charges because she's a woman. I'm just going to be honest about that. I'm just going to be real, because to me, that's 1,000% ridiculous how y'all both shooting at a vehicle and it's occupied by a quote unquote suspect, and you already did a once over directly with him and searched him, and you didn't find any type of weapon or anything of any type of concern that was endangering to the suspect or to your lives as an officer being on the field responding to a situation as well. You didn't find none of that. But magically, you went to the car before you even touched the door. You started rolling like a fool. This video needs to be played on repeat all over social media and mainstream, because this makes cops automatically a laughing stock. And I don't want to hear nobody sitting up there stating, well, oh, this isn't all cops. Don't all cops believe in back the blue wall of silence? Blue lives matter. Is that not what cops have basically stated? So these cops are just the same and a part of the other cops as well, because y'all all got the same training. Y'all all got service issued firearms. Y'all all pretty much react the wrong type of way or aggressively towards ordinary citizens when you're committing a quote unquote stop, or you're basically trying to get information from somebody on a sidewalk that is walking by themselves, their own direction, not by bothering anybody. So it's like, yeah, this is America, and this is the cops that we have. This is what that looks like. So again, if anybody wants to come here, good luck. Good luck. This man said, I'm calling for universal war if my ancestors perished by these stormtroopers. Woo! I know I'm going to have to do a solo video on this one. This is comical. Oh my goodness. Sweet mother of mercy. I'd never seen. This makes you want to play Call of Duty, and I can't. So I guess I'm going to be playing Kill the Justice League. I guess that's what I'm going to be doing, just to have some laughter and to, do some things. I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. Guess that's what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that's been here for the longest duration of this live stream, and also been witnessing some of the bans that have been taking place by well of Miguel and his evil twin brother, the Suarezes, coming directly through with their umpteen Google account profiles, of which, for whatever reason, Google doesn't count that shit as spam. So here we are. So again, shout out to him for trying to back up his police brethren and trying to show some type of love and support for them, even though this was not a black and white issue. But shout out to you, and I specifically got to say black and white. If people know exactly what I mean, then people exactly know what I mean. But again, much love, respect, and appreciation. If anybody would like to donate specifically to the platform by way of PayPal, Patreon, or Cash App, you can do so by the links that you clearly see. You can also follow me directly on IG as well. You can also look up Seji Hito, the Seji Zone, and you can subscribe there, or also go to Seji Hito, the Second Coming, and subscribe. Better yet, subscribe to all three platforms. We need it. Go ahead, subscribe. Give us 1 to 2 views directly up there. Every little view counts, and we will make it directly out here. TMB said, sorry I came late. No problem. No problem. This live stream is a little bit shorter, so if you wanted to actually go through after YouTube does whatever and post it, you can go through and just peruse and view the stuff and the conversations directly in there. Troy said he heard that Phantom shot you hear in practice mode. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about in training. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But like I said, there was nothing. There was nothing. A rock didn't hit his vehicle. Somebody didn't throw a Captain America shield at his forehead. Nothing happened. And this dude just automatically started ducking. His whole pension should be gone. It should be gone. But anyways, much love, respect, and appreciation to everybody here. I will have some other videos directly up there for you guys on this platform that you can happen to peruse and watch as well. Some of the content that we went over here, I will have that in a solo format, so you won't have to spend minutes trying to look through and specifically find the different videos and whatnot that were specifically covered here. And again, to anybody that has donated to the channel, past, present, or in the future, much love, respect, and appreciation to you and yours. And I will catch you on the next live stream.